Stream up here shortly. Hey, we're live. I don't think anyone's watching, which is good and fine. Audio. Didn't check any of my levels. None of my levels work. Nope, that's not right. Hey, okay, no wait, we do have audio. All right, music. We got bobbing. My phones are up too much as usual. Okay. Got a lot of, I don't like having 3 bodies in one part, but it's kind of the only way to do it. So let's go back. Yeah, okay. I want to go back before the, well, I'm gonna have to control which body I apply these features to when I do it, because these fan features are kind of important for, oh no. No, I need to go before the fan features so I can do the cutout for the fans, because otherwise it won't work at all. So this is 5mm. So we're gonna do an extruded boss. Actually, hang on. This guy. Did I just tell it to be 5? I did. Okay, that's nuts. We're gonna do an extruded boss from this face. Then we're gonna take these 2 guys, and my audio is still too loud. So what I'm trying to do here is this this sort of L shape back here is going to get extruded into a cover, and I'm going to make some interfacial features so that we've got a snap fit for this whole component that'll just push into place. It'll be a little interesting, I think, making the cutouts for the pie, but I think one of my control sketches has enough detail there that I can like do a rectangular cutout up top here when it's all modeled up. So got that in place. Let's do up the body this way. I want 5mm thickness. Nope, it merged. Oops. Don't merge. Looks good to me. So now what I want to see, do the fan features correctly cut that out. Looks like they do not. So we got these crosswise fan cutouts. Through all both. I'm gonna do through both parts, and that'll get me fan holes everywhere I need them. Which is right and good, I think. So now I can come back up to here and say, then extrude for the right time. Second chamfer on, move around a little bit, and it does work. 2 mils? Yes, okay. Here's a question. Do I want to make those, oh that's, whoops. I think I do want to do like a 2 mil. Yeah, okay, so I need to come back up to, call this chamfer B. I'll call it the chamfer A, actually. We'll call that, I think I call it the main extrude. I'm going to call it base chamfer A. We can call it base fillet A. Base fillet B. And then we're going to go up to, let's see, I think I want this before the fan features. I want to have all my geometry in place up here. Which means I need to, oh, that didn't work. That was supposed to be a hide command. There we go, hide, okay. So I need, for starters... Oh, wait, a move. I need a move face so I can get some clearance down here. Whoops, not a delete face. Why does it always do that? Why does it give me move face? Deso, can you answer that question? I know you can't, but I can hope that maybe one day you might. Flip direction, pull myself back a little bit. Question is, do I really want that clearance on all the other faces too? Think so? Yes, I think I want that clearance from all those faces. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to come down here and say... I gotta be clear on all those faces. So then when I come down here to fan features, or rather down all this stuff, so now I need to do fillets. I think is only these upper two corners. No, wait, it's this one down here too. So these will be the fillet A. And I need to go do... Ooh, I need an extra bit of lid chamfer here. Or right up there. I don't know why that doesn't work. Not due to geometry conditions. What? It's like 5 mils thick though, that should be fine. Oh, hang on. Let's add... Oh, that really gets rid of most of that, doesn't it? Well, I think it's still informative, not informative, useful. I think it's still useful to have a chamfer there, so we'll do select tangency in. That looks good, I think. Has a wick in situ. Nice. Yeah, okay, that actually looks good. This is a little weird. I think having that there is a bit odd, but I think I want to leave it because it looks good. And that is part of that's base fillet A, so we can check that in with lid fillet A. Because it's all small stuff. Okay. That's the basics sort of knocked out. Call that lid base clearance or something. So now I need to decide, I think, so what I did on the last time I had to do this was, nope, that's, open reason, that's, okay, that's nothing useful. All my features are exploding, that's great. Made some top level. Oh, hang on, I'm in rollback. Nothing works when you're in rollback, turns out. Okay, so now we should be missing cutouts up top of the pie, which it looks like we are. And we've got all that down there that looks nice. That looks kind of janky, but that's fine. And that cutout is oversized. I forgot about that. This question, do I really want to like extend the... Let's, hang on, that was supposed to be pick this body and hide it. That, by the way, magnificent little tool for picking like which layer you want to hide stuff. You can hide the whole assembly, you can hide the part, you can hide the body, you can hide the feature, which is weird. I would recommend avoiding that. Okay, so, but what I want to know is, so we got 5mm clearance on the top, and then like probably 2 and a bit. No, 3 and a bit. That's weird. Why did I do that? I'm gonna bump that clearance up a little bit. Yeah, let's come down into here. If you pick the face, it'll pick the feature in the feature trees. Or, that's not super useful. Okay, crosswise fan cutouts. I think we were just a little bit short. And so these are supposed to be... How far apart are these guys supposed to be? Oh, it looks like I pretty much just winged it. That's kind of subpar. And I gave myself, it looks like roughly 2 mils between them. Oh, you know what? I bet I did something stupid and I bet I made them symmetrical. That's the sort of dumb thing I'd do. Yep, I made them symmetrical. Okay, so I need 95. So if I come over here and do 95, nothing should explode. It didn't. That's great. Oh, you know what? This is a stupid little thing. Fillet options, round corners, makes those in there nice. It makes them look nice and reasonable. It doesn't actually matter because that fillet's so small that you'll basically never ever notice that. But I don't know. It's nice. Why not do it the nice way? Now the real question: fan lid features. Did I model this as like a big chunky extrude? I did. Okay. So that gives me some options. I can stare at this in dismay, which I'm kind of surprised it's not recognizing this as copyrighted music, because I'm pretty sure it is. You should. Oh, I didn't put it in there. I'll just tweak the volume knob a little bit. This is Bobbing. They are one of the two groups, two or three, I think, musical projects that fell out of Feed Me Jack, which is another excellent band. Oh my god, they're so good. And one of the members became Still Woozy, who nobody's watching this, nobody will ever watch this. They're great, listen to them. Okay. I guess what I really want is, do I want to trim it down to just that? Or do I want to... I think those end up being like captive nut holes, right? Or something? They don't, actually. The hell? Oh, no, there we go. Okay, fan clip nut sockets there at the end. I wonder, did I pattern them? No, that's kind of lazy. I shouldn't have done that. What I should have done is, if you're more careful, you can have a setup sketch that makes it very easy to pattern things later on. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to rethink this cleanup cut. And it looks like that doesn't end up cutting too slim on the bottom there, so when I come up to this clearance cut and say come from the left edge and then hide my big assembly, then I get to think about how to pattern this. Did I already have the fan holes cut at that point? I did have the fan cutouts. Okay, sick. That makes this a lot easier. So I can... This is gonna be kind of wacky. And it looks like there's some fillets on here that I don't remember really including. Salmon Rushdie. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that line, and rather than relying on that sketch, I'm just gonna draw a whole rectangle around it. And then I can just go to these guys and say, blink. Now they're all the same, they're all good to go, they're all tied to that sketch, and then a whole bunch of stuff down the lane breaks. I think I can actually get rid... Can I get rid of that? Yeah, I think I can get rid of that feature entirely. So that fan cleanup cut there should only get rid of the fillets, which is fine. I can fix that. Actually, what if I told it to not delete? I don't want it to delete the sub features, but I don't think I really have a way around that. It would have been nice to keep where those fillets were going, but now I think it is better to have just the reminder and context for everything. Oh, no, okay, I did have the face offset in there. I couldn't remember when I did the clearance in there. Okay, we got some stuff that no longer exists. What is it coincident with? I don't know what it's coincident with. That's weird. So let's... I don't know why it's, let's do coincident there. Sick, okay. Make a sketch. And then I'm going to edit sketch, do Control A, Control C, Control V, like a lazy person would. And none of the relations copied. So, pattern driven, is that even a thing? No, you can't do a pattern driven sketch. But it looks like it doesn't really copy any of the relations, which is really rude. It doesn't do me any favors. So we're gonna go and do the same trick again. Copy all of my circles and hit Q and make them equal. And just pick an edge, orient it the way you like. I'm sure there's a better way to do that programmatically so that they're all linked together. Like maybe you could make one parallel if you wanted to tweak them later, but these ones, I don't want this rotated 60 degrees because then it would put this point towards here, and that's just it's a weakness issue. So, fillets. Let's do fillets. I'll do fillets last. So, I'm okay with leaving them at the end. I think I had them before the fan clip nut sockets for some reason, but that's not really best practice. So we'll get these concave ones. 0.6 is right. So, fan clip, fillet A. We'll make sure that it's beneath one of these so that when you close the folder up, it disappears all nice and dandy. So here's the sketch. Get that sketch. Alright. So that looks good now. Let's come back and look at it in context. This thing, I used to like hate this dropout because I thought, why would anyone ever use it? But it turns out it is fantastic for this sort of thing where you're doing multi-body parts and you need to hide things quickly to get a good idea of the context. But that looks good, actually. I think if I was planning on just leaving, I think originally I was planning on just leaving the nut open on the face of the fan there, which is fine, I guess, but it's not great. Whoops. I want to see to that face. We still got 20 millimeters, which is perfect. We're gonna have like no interference issues, I think. I mean, do we want? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna not worry about it and hope it does blow up in my face. So let's turn those off. Oh, hey, we're on to the next mixtape, or next album rather, is called Mixtape from Bobbing. Also excellent. Great choice. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the my Feed Me Jack playlist on the end of this, because it is good. Did I fill with the inside of that? I did. Okay. That looks a little weird out there, but it's fine. So, info clearance in main body. Yes. Okay. It looks like I'm just stealing off that sketch. And it looks like what it's doing is it hasn't selected the other body. So if I just tack that on there, we should get a really nice, yeah, two nice little cutouts in the side of our, in the side of this lid structure. I can hide that. Whoops. That hide it? Yes, okay, that does hide it. So we'll hide, yeah, we get two nice little fan flow cutouts. Not really, like, necessary, but a nice touch. I think that's really the majority of the features I wanted to add. This isn't perfect because I added the fillet after the face move, and so this is a true 2mm fillet rather than being like a 0.2mm offset, but no one's ever gonna notice. It's so small that the errors my printer will make in producing it will be larger, much larger. Lid features, various fillets. Seems all right. So that's most of the things I wanted for that, I think. And I don't think we're gonna have issues. Let's come over to the main body here. this guy out. Definitely hide the mates. Those are always rude, kind of hard to deal with. But this guy, we can. Oh, we do want to pop that out actually. I do need to pop out bodies. Let's hide lids. Or no. Wait. Yeah. Let's hide the base, and then we can come back here and say that's Garbo. That won't work, or it's fine. That will work. It's gonna be kind of tight, I think. From the top of the PCB to instead of the face is about 3/4 of an inch. Is that what that is? 17.4 millimeters in inches. Okay, 2/3 of an inch roughly. That's not great. It looks like we still have a little bit of recess in this. What's the maximum distance here? That's center to center. Oh, hang on, I have these now. One of the issues, one of the early issues with drawing this part was that I didn't actually have those heat. Oh, they're already on my desk. What am I doing? I didn't have those heat sinks that are right there. That'll be cooling the backside of the stepper drivers. Now, I do. So, calipers. A bit of my stream prep work list. Remember to grab calipers because you're going to measure stuff a lot. Okay, so it looks like. Well, let's get a baseline first. What did I think this distance between here and all the shit that's in my way is going to be? That is 13.65, 4 fins wide. This is about 15 millimeters, so I'm definitely going to want to go narrower, actually. It's 11 millimeters across for this one, so what I'm going to do is come over here. Oh, hang on, why is this untrimmed? Oh, hang on, I got these named backwards. ASDF. Trimmed, untrimmed. Let's go back to trimmed. And we're going to change this last trimming feature from being coincident up there to making it coincident with that guy right there with an Alt-D. Oh, actually, is it? Oh yeah, I forgot I configured it to have a little bit of a delay. I should see if I can, I'm gonna bump that up to like half a second, so it's easier to see what, easier to see how my hands work. So now we can come back to this, and fingers crossed nothing broke. Yep, because I was referencing those faces, which is made by the feature, so it all came out nice. Those will cool that really well. Then I was gonna forget what I'm doing, accidentally hit a body. That's me hiding bodies. Let's, okay. Get those two faces. I want to get the minimum distance. Okay, minimum distance, please. Oops. I told you minimum distance. Oh, I clicked center to center. I'm dumb. 3 mils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and shorten those posts in there so that we can get just a little more wiring clearance. I think right now we've got 9 millimeters. That'll be stubbying it up quite a bit, but I think that's probably fine just because, oh, hang on. 9, let's go to 6. Ooh, sneezy. So that'll stubby things up a little bit, which brings those right out to... Oh, hang on, I don't actually know that that's the true height of those. I don't know, I haven't measured how tall these fins are. They say 11 mils? Let's just go up in the part and double check that. Yeah, okay, 11 mils. So that is dimensionally close enough. Oh, I can also check if they're close enough fin-wise as well. They were 1.1 millimeters wide, roughly. And those from the cut... Oh, hang on. I want the distance between them rather than that. Actually, did I go? Yeah, I want the distance in between these is much closer to 1.8. That doesn't seem right. What's it look like on the untrimmed one? Well, actually, it seems pretty okay. Well, no, actually, these fins are just skinnier, so I'm gonna widen that up a little bit. They look a little less substantial, but well, not like there's anything I can do about it. So, and that does give me a little more space in the wiring. I'm looking good there. Oh, I need to make that cutout. So we'll come back up into the lid features, right after them, under the reference sketch, show it, and then we'll do, let's see, I want to come after the face clearance, so I don't have to select two faces up there, which I think is good. So we'll do quick extruded cut. That looks pretty reasonable. Whoops. Is Pierce gonna work? Nope, it won't. Okay, so I do have to select the points here. Give me the point, please. Thank you. So now all we have to do is say this is 20 mils tall. Then we can just say up to next. And we'll cut a nice big cutout for the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi access cutout. Oh, this will be the second Raspberry Pi access cutout actually, because I have the I have two different porcelain access cutouts. I'll call this one upper and the other one lower. Ooh, no, hang on. I should move all these features up here. And then I should move... hang on. Oh, wait, I moved it into that. I want to go below. We can move this guy. Raspberry Pi side access cutout. And the top access cutout. So then when that gets all closed up, all looks nice and tidy. So now we can go back down to fillets. And this is thrown to fit. Why is this thrown to fit? Oh, hang on. Oh. What? Okay, so we've wiped a feature here somehow. Lid features. Oh, this is a good song. Mastodon Matador. Okay, electric cutouts. Side access. I think this top cutout may have wiped it. No, that doesn't make any sense though, because mounting boss features, mounting boss pattern. Oh, God, I gotta hide that body because I can't see what's going on. Whoops, wrong body. Okay, the top access cutout does delete that for some reason. there's just no reason for it to do that. So we will take the base out of the equation there. Base, lid, and unhide everything, and then we can come back down. Yes, okay, now we no longer wipe a feature off the Earth randomly. I'm surprised I only got rid of one of those and not both of them, because it should have. They should be symmetric, but... Oh hey, look, we still don't have enough height. Who would have guessed? I think I am just going to leave. I'm just going to make it clear the top, rather than... let's see, you got 23.8 millimeters, so we'll go to 24. I'm going to leave it as just sort of a big open cutout there rather than having a bit across the top, because that would mean that when I print this, when I print this, it would have to have a whole bunch of stuff in here. It would have to have support material. And that's just kind of a recipe for garbage. That looks good though. So let's go shrink that all up and go, actually not lid chamfer, let's do just the lid fillet and capture these two edges in here. Now we can lie. Seems pretty okay. And then we're gonna do a quick did I make that accessible on both sides? No, I didn't. Okay. That's fine then. Worth being consistent. That looks pretty good. And you're not putting any stress on the lid, you're only putting stress on these mounting bosses, which will be printed horizontally so they're not going to fall apart, which will be nice. Almost makes me want to do like a little bit of a cut on the top so that I know that they'll print well, but I don't really need it. I guess it'd be a cut on the bottom rather, so you have a nice big flat surface, but it's not really necessary. But that looks pretty good. And having these two fans in here is gonna should be all good for our cooling requirements. If not, then I'll just do the same thing I did down here and cut a little port out over top of the MCU. And that should be enough. Obviously, it'd be nice to do a whole sort of quick change dealio, like what's in here, but it's not super necessary. Because it'll be on the lid. Oh, you know what? I couldn't do that up there. Well, I could. It would still hinge down into place, but it'd be messy. Too Tall Toby's doing the student question videos now. Just kind of nice. I'm glad to see him. I'm glad to see him replicating what I did. Although maybe he did it first. I haven't gone back to the annals of his channel, rather. So, I guess that leaves... attachment features. So we gotta go back to the bookshelf, and I'm gonna do these. I kind of need to know where the electronics cutouts are, though. So we need to come down to fan cutouts and everything, but before fillets. So. I'm gonna need to go look at the other. Turn it down a little bit. So there's a way that I did it over on this part. Isn't that a parent? Parent is itself. That's great. Okay. what's it called? Shows off my music taste. All in the LCC Riga. What's it called? Power supply solid part. PSU solid part. What's it called? Enclosure V2. There we go. Okay, so door snap features. Let's go look at those guys. So I got the mirror plane. Don't know why I added that. Oh, because I was trying to mirror all a bunch. I only did 2 snaps. Okay. So I had that extruded volume. Then I mirrored it downward. I duplicated the body. I subtracted it from the cavity. I added it to the exterior. And then I added a chamfer on the inside. Is that right? Yeah, that sounds right. So now, we go into the bookshelf. Hide everything. Make everything transparent. And this one is going to be a whole bunch of separate individual extrudes, which is going to be kind of crap. But it's not much I can do about that. So when I did it over here, what plane did I do this from? Oh, I did it from up here. Okay. So I can control my snaps. 35.5 is 17.75 in the midpoint. So I'm gonna come down here. Oh, hang on, I made that. I don't need to do those face offsets there. At least on those outer faces. I think I might want to keep this upper face offset just so that it is nice and plays nice, but whoops. Let's get, oh, hang on. It's because I've got this in the way. Hide the base. I don't want to offset these faces for clearance because I need them to attach the... Oh! Hang on. No, I do want those. I do want those there. This is... I'm clever boy. So, we're past the fan features now. You can see everything. We have all the cutouts we need in place to design our snap fit features. And now I gotta keep checking back to this thing because I want to make sure that I did it right. Okay, 2.4 and 0.8. So that's what I'll use. I can do 2 points. Vertical. Nope. I'm gonna have to add a construction line in here, I think. That's a 0.8. And these 2 dimensions should be enough to constrain the diameter. And then I just make those 2 lines collinear. Oops. And I'm gonna add a... There we go. Okay. So now we have a sketch that I can use to start drawing the cavities, or rather the bodies that will become the cavities. So we don't want to merge result. I'm gonna offset by 17.75. I have been right. movie in my leisure time. Whoops, wrong direction. Yes, okay. And I don't want to do the duplications and the cutouts until I've modeled all of my snaps. I think I'm comfortable with putting a snap there. So we're going to do another extrude. Put this top plane up here. And then I'm going to show this guy. I'm just going to convert the entity. That's fine. It's not a crime. It saves time. It kind of rhymes. Let's just do offset of 50 to start, and then a blind of 40. Seems alright. No, that wants to be a mid-plane. I got the offset wrong, too. 60 mils? 55 mils. That's pretty close to center. That'll be a good snap fit, too. Do not merge result. There's another one of our interference bodies. This song is so good. Move Your Still by Feed Me Jack. That's a band I miss. I'm still in this body. It's just so good. The front face. I want one up here, as unorthodox as that is. Whoops. Actually, let's not do the constraint between the points. Let's do the constraint on the line. We'll call it 1.8. And this guy wanted to be 2.4, I think, was what I had it on the other one. Then make it collinear. Can't select that edge, it won't let me do that nicely. So if I do this, select midpoint. Oh, hang on. Oh, it'll only let me draw the plane. How rude. I'm gonna do this the real greasy way. So we're at click. 2 points, coincident. Horizontal construction, nice. Now this should be 40 mils across, so I'm gonna go 17.5. Sound alright? 0.5, first direction, mid-plane, 20. Yeah, sick as. Don't merge. Almost done, actually. This took less time than I thought. Or is taking less time than I thought. Oh, you know what? I should offset it by... Hang on. We're going to offset this by 20, so it's in the middle of kind of this side region. There's no real reason to do that, but it makes me feel nice. Static fiction. And now, for my final trick. Same deal. 2 points. Actually, do I need to include the 2 points? Draw a circle. Don't. That is interesting. Alright, well, there's a whole bunch of useless points in my sketches now. And I don't want any extraneous constraints. Whoops. Okay, just from the middle of that guy. Then we pick that point we want up there. I don't want the edge, I just want the point. Hang on. No. I really should, yeah, I'm just gonna convert the edge. Save myself the trouble. For entities, come up top. Wipe it. Select this guy and this guy. Midpoint. Easy peasy. Construction, horizontal, done. You really should convert edges if you're using them. In fact, it's kind of naughty of me not to. So we should be 250 millimeters tall, so I'm going to come down like 150 odd. It's probably alright. This guy's going to be kind of big. We'll do like 50 mils. And I accidentally merged it. Whoops. Do not merge. Okay, so we got behind the lid and the base. Got our 4 contact point, which is probably more than we need, but I don't know. It seems, I think, more the merrier in this situation. So, duplicate, copy, yeah, move copy bodies. So we're gonna pick these last 6 guys here. We're gonna copy them without moving them. If it lets me pick that last one. Hang on, where's that one? Do a quick rebuild here. It seems like it doesn't want me to pick that last one. Oh, it's got transparency applied to it for some reason. Weird. I think it was left in a funky state when I unmerged it, and it just, the body hadn't gotten around to doing what I want it to do yet. So now I should be able to do bodies 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, copy, don't move. Get the message. No, it didn't ask me about that. That's weird. I think I used. Well, we can go check actually. Which ones I used for the subtract? Well, interior fillets. Yeah, I used the duplicates for the subtract. So we will subtract. No, it is combine. That's the feature. We're going to subtract from this guy. For ourselves. Those 4 copy bodies. And we will combine with this as the main body. Base. What? Something's already called base. Base body then. Fine. But body. Now when I come down to various clips and fillets and whatnots, nothing should complain. Hang on. Expand all. Just gonna have to go through and expand everything. One of these has a transparent applied to it. Oh, it's the body. I'll get you. Okay. So these are going to be the snap bodies. This will be the snap body duplication. Duplicate. Snap body duplicates. Snap cutouts. And snap extrudes. Safe enough. Extruded bodies. Let's call it that. Snap cutout combine. Snap extrude combine. We can call this the snap features. Who's messaging me? Asking stay. Could you take it down? Could you break it down? Could you break it down? Such a good album. Okay, shrink that up. Okay. Got clearance on all our parts that we care about. Let's pick this body, change transparency. Oops, where am I looking? I'm looking over here. Hang on. Oh, those subtracted. Whoops. Glad I caught that. Oh man. Yeah, that should have been an extrude, not a cutout, because that's just a whole bunch of negative space. So snap features, we'll change this to lid snap features. Add, there we go. I'm able to create a single body that's, oh, didn't include the lid in that. Lid body. Band clip fillet day. Band clip body. I really get picky sometimes. Always never stop. Oh, no, no, they won't, no, they won't. Oh, no, they won't, no, they won't. Oh. Okay, so now I should be able to go to this guy and say, change the transparency of this back body. Come up here from the top. We got these little niblets hanging out, which is perfect. The last thing I need to do is hide the lids. Come in there with a chamfer tool. Like a 5mm chamfer, so I get lots of clearance. That's actually way too big. Let's do like 3mm. That's still 3mm. That's still not huge. Oh yeah, I guess it is only 0.8. So if I do like 2mm, that'll be just fine. It's still all 45, so that's fine. Okay, so now if we come over and look at top level, the lid body will be hidden because I just hit it. Smart. But if I transparency base body, you come in here and see that we've got these nice little shells around all of our snap lids, or all of our lid snaps. Just perfect. This is probably good enough to print now, I think. I can't really think of any other features that I want to add. This guy in here, these transparencies, 14.5mm, which is going to be plenty of space, just with certainty. And yeah, that's looking good. It'll be all solid. Can't poke your hands in there and electrocute yourself. Not like you could, but it's like it's only 12 volts. There's really not enough power there. It'll spark, but it's not going to do anything dumb. Almost want this to be like a nice sort of trimmed cleanup thing, but as soon as you cancel your phone. Okay. I don't think there's anything else really to add to this one. Man, these parts are all really all good to go. Maybe I want to add a little chamfer in there, just to like make it, well, that's borderline making it difficult to implement the part. Or difficult to print the part, rather. We're already gonna have enough of that with this whole silly overhang business. And this tab being back here. You know, I could move that to the inside, and I could print this whole thing on its back. Let's take a look at that, actually. So, features I've got, if I move that to the inside, then I print this whole thing on its backside. Yeah, actually, that would be sick as heck. That would make this a lot easier to print. Would it fit on my bed, though? That is 248. Yeah, it would totally fit. Okay. I don't think I could print the lid at the same time. And maybe I'd even want to print the lid on its side. Yeah, let's move that tab inside. Ooh, wait, no, that's gonna interfere if I... Oh no, it won't. No, I could just have it be in this corner here, and that's fine. Yeah. There's nothing... Oh, I can go and show you, actually, because it's one of the things I covered. There's no feature in here that means I can't move this little boss, mounting boss, inside there. And that, like, it's good. More, well, yeah, no, that's good. I was a little averse at first to having fasteners be inside electrical enclosures because anything tying, you don't want any electrical, you don't want any conduction outside. I'm trying to keep it all isolated inside the box, but except to other parts of the chassis. I probably should bond it. I should wire or ground bond the chassis though at some point. That would be a good idea. Okay, this is going to be messy though because I have to go way back to the start to do this. No, show it to me. Okay, this is gonna get weird. Well, that's guaranteed. Oh, hang on, that's still vertical. Whoop. This is all sorts of weird. Let's do that guy. Horizontal. Vertical. Oh, I just did 20 mils tangent on the inside, I guess. Interesting. I wonder why I did that. But now we can come in here and make these all collinear, make this all play nice. Collinear. Let's just put it as tangent and see where that puts us. So first thing, wiring cutout throws a fit. I really should have tied this to the outside first time. Because it's a distance back from the back of the chassis. So we got the wiring cut out. Why is it still trying to fit? Through all. Shouldn't be throwing a fit, but it is. I just rebuild. Yep, okay. And then it just stops complaining. Perfect. So now I need to go in and clear out all of the no longer present missing base fillets. Come in here and add those. And these guys down here. And then the chamfers. We're going to be missing some edges. So if I select tangency down here, perfect. looks like it was always there. And because I modeled right and I put all my features in the right order, it was very easy to reorient that, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I just realized that's not going to be on center line. Hang on. So if we come back to this guy, I think I mounted this with exterior faces, so I don't have to worry about edges, but that's clearly not going to fly. That won't work. I need to come up to the mounting tabs. I need to have this be not like that, but coming down to this face. We'll do 10 mils. That's a little tight. I suppose I could just extrude it out this way if I wanted to. Do we have the clearance for that? Like, is there anything in the way? No, that'd be... Well, I kind of want to keep it away from these power connectors. For the reasons I mentioned earlier. Better not to have conductive things near power wires, unless it's like the whole chassis bonding towards ground. So what's the center to center distance? Is 5 mils. M4 wash dimensions. 9 mils. That's going to be a little tight. So I'm going to add a washer clearance feature there. Oh, hang on, no, it's after the fillet. Nuts. Okay, fillets. Let's see if I can add like a keep away feature. Setback parameters. Setback vertices. Setback distances. Partial edge parameters. Let's turn this on. I've never used the partial edge parameters before, so let's learn. Distance offset. Let's do 3 mils. Distance offset. Oh hey, that's what that does. Setback sets back from there. Setback. Set all. Oh, partial edge parameters. That's what it's doing. So it won't let me offset from that edge. And I do really have to keep away from that if I want to have that fit right. So instead of tweaking that fillet feature, I'm going to come into the... Oh, hang on, that's part of this that snaps. Snap cutout, chamfer. I do really want that clearance there, so I'm going to... We'll just do an extruded cut on this face right here. .5 mils is plenty. We'll do blind 5 mils. Doesn't need to be anything considerable, just need a little cutout right there. Then this will be mounting tab washer, but cut out. We'll get a nice little cutout right there, just exactly where we want it, nowhere else. And now we can put the whole thing on its backside, which saves me a ton of time and a little bit of material, and it's going to make this whole thing way stronger. I think it does mean that these components, or these little bosses here, are going to be in shear now, which isn't great, but it's not that big a deal because I'm not going to be facing huge stresses anyway. And on top of that, they'll be under compression, so it'll be really hard to break them because there'll be bolts through them. I don't even know why I was worried about that. Dead in the water. So we can come back to that. Transparent the base again. It is a little skeevy because it means that the whole thing's a little bit wobbly on the back there, but I'm not really worried about it because as long as I'm not pushing on it, it's not going to fall over. It doesn't have huge loads on it. It's not heavy. Yeah, that looks great. I wish I'd thought to do that over here, honestly, but having mains voltage right next to a fastener, just, no, not a good idea. That just looks great. I'm really pleased with how that looks. It's funny that I didn't include the clearance over here. I definitely should have in hindsight. But the sort of the move face trick for making sure that you've got clearance with all your contacting 3D printed parts is only something that I started doing recently. Ugh. That really looks great. I'm really pleased with that. I know I've said that a few times now, but I really, really am. That's kind of subpar though. I am going to expand this to cut a little bit into there as well. Hang on, that's not... Oh, that is the last feature. Oh, it only cuts one direction. Whoops. Okay, direction 2. Where did I cut it from? Oh, I cut it on that face. So I can just do... Oh, this will be so pretty. I can just do like a 10-degree drops, which is way less steep. And I can do... up to surface. Up to right there. And then I get a nice gradual, I get a little bit more lead in. And I get lead in that I can control too. If my printer wasn't moving around doing things right now, I would check what that diameter is. 38. And this is 37.55. I think I'm gonna open it up just a little bit more. I'm surprised it's not showing me. Oh, there we go. I don't know why that's over there. If it's 15, I come back here. Oh, that just looks great. Let's, hang on. I think if I undo the transparency in here, we can then look at, I want to pick this fan. I want to pick your right plane. That is a perfectly reasonable flow channel, and I'm very happy with that. Maybe I could improve on that a little bit. It's up with the intake side, but I don't know. I think it looks fine, honestly. We know another way out. Now that we know. almost want to add like a little bit of billet into the main volume, but that might be a bit of a pipe dream. Oh man, I just really like how that came out. Do I want to draft those a little bit? Let's make them like 38. It's like 1 millimeter bigger on the diameter. That's starting to kind of push it. Whoops, that's 0.7, not 37. 37, okay. I think I'll just add a little bit of outward draft. Draft outward 10 degrees. That comes out to, what? Oh. No, okay. Oh, hang on, no, I can swing that. Yeah, okay, I know what I can do. We can... This will be 38, which will bring us right up on the edge of, like, touching those. But then, we add the 15-degree chamfer back in, so it tightens up on this side. Oh, that's not great. That shouldn't do that. Hang on. This is going to be 10 degrees now, so we don't touch those. And we'll slacken that a little bit. Or, no, we can keep it steep, because we're doing that for clearance on that side. So we'll come look at the top again. And we're a little too steep on that. Oh, I see what I've gone and done. Gone and pulled an idiot. Because I'm changing which side I'm cutting from. So if I... One of these cuts here doesn't actually need any chamfer because it's going to match the inside of that one. So if I get rid of chamfer there, which I think would just put it at the diameter, so I can even get rid of that whole direction. And it won't adjust that face at all, which is good. Shortens the rebuild time just a hair. And when I come into this whole flow profile is really nice. I think I want that steeper though. Let's bring it up to like 20. Maybe even 15? Yeah, let's try 15. Some nice conic sections out there. We need to say scarves. Okay, so now our flow into this. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's great. I think if I want to be really clever, I could add some sort of what's the word for it? Like a little nose cone, or it wouldn't be a nose cone, it'd be a butt cone or a tail cone or something, because it's on the back end, because we're intaking this way, or the flow is going this way, and maybe cones of some kind would help it, but I honestly don't think it's really necessary. Plus, it'd be a huge pain to model. So, as we all know, that is the #1 vector. Is it a pain to model? Cool. Yeah, don't do it. Let's get rid of that. And hide that for a sec. That is shaping up to be super duper sweet. And I think it's probably good enough to just print now. Fortunately, as you can see over here, up here in the upper right of my screen, I have something already printing, so alas. It's printing like garbage though, don't know why. This. I set the K factor recently for some sharp edges. I'm like, oh, I've set the K factor correctly. I'm super bungled bits. Back to nothing. Actually, honestly, I should just restart this print because that looks bad enough that. Yeah, let's bring up the Octoprint window. Octoprint window. So, pictures. Echo viewer. Yes, okay, that needs to be 40 megabytes. 8 megabytes, so it doesn't ask me about that. That was what that warning came up with. It's like, yeah, this file's too big, it's gonna crash everything. No, it won't. Yeah, wow. That's supposed to provide full coverage, and you can almost see, if we go look at the camera, it's hard to make it out, but it's just not printing all the way to the edges. So I need to kill this print, honestly. So that's what we're gonna do. Control. Oh, here we go. Hide connection. Cancel. Which is disappointing because this is an hour and a half into an 8-hour print, but more disappointing would be having a part that doesn't work at the end of it. So we're gonna come up in Z. It's home. And then get ourselves out of the way. Question is, do I want to print this next? Because this is kind of more, I mean, they're all critical. I have to have all the components before I can reassemble the thing in a different shell. Scrap it to multiple. Oh yeah. Oh, hang on, that's. Okay, no, that is still bad. I think it's supposed to be support. Yeah. So you can see that there's those two separate layers, and if you look edgewise on it, you can kind of make out that there's supposed to be a little bit of separation there. If we go look, we'll bring back to the main monitor now. Come and look at G-code. We have this sort of support layer underneath. I should hide travels and do by line type. So we've got the support layer underneath here. That looked like crap, and this layer looked like crap. So it's just really not even worth saving. The whole thing, I mean, it crimples in your hand because it's so thin, but it should be a little sturdier than this at this stage of the print. So nuts to that. I guess the next question is, how far can I rotate this guy? That's pretty far over. I think we'll be able to print a whole bunch of... No. Done that before. Every time I try to print multiple things, it fails. Really have to do one at a time with this printer, which is a little unfortunate. But, what are you gonna do? It's in a level bed, so... I think we'll just reslice this and start that and call that the end of the day. Hmm. Ah. Actually, no, hang on. I do want it at this angle if it's going to be fingerprinting. The closer you are to the fringes, the messier things get. It just doesn't adhere as well. All in your head, you gotta let go. All in your head, you gotta let go. That's interesting. There's kind of some spots where, like, there's sort of a masking effect going on here. But sometimes when they overlap, it unmasks it. Weird. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if the graphics code in Kira was just a hot mess. Looks good. I did delicious Shores D pattern doing very well for itself. Ooh, that's not great. Okay, hang on. We do want this back this way, or at least a little bit offset. So the problem, I'll isolate the layer so that you can see exactly what went wrong, but because Shores D naturally has two sort of 95 degree, well, it's got 45 and 135 degree sort of clears, or tubes through it, I guess. Places where there's no support and it only runs in one direction. Which works great if you have big rectangular parts that you're printing square to the bed, but when you're printing sort of long skinny ones like this, it can give you locations where you have really big voids that run the whole length of your part and cause significant weakness, which is terrible. So once this finishes slicing, so isolate. So the problem that happened was these voids that all run this way were aligned with the part in the previous iteration, but now they'll connect pretty sturdily, so I'm not really worried anymore. We're going to save this guy, center cable sump, switch back to the Octoprint window. Main cable sump, no, center cable sump. Back into printer components. Arc Welder, fantastic plugin if your printer supports G2, G3, or rather your printer firmware does. Absolutely worth getting. Look at this. It's literally compressing the file 60... It's compressed the file 3 times. It's fantastic. Hands down one of the best Octoprint plugins, I think. Okay, so we got Arc Welder pre-processing, ended up saving us, I don't know, however many gigabytes? Yeah. So, saved 11 megabytes of space. And since I use very curvy infill, that's a really fantastic savings. It's not quite just switching using linear infill, but since I really want to keep the nice isotropic properties of these kind of funky shapes, it's absolutely worth doing. So, I think we're still warmed up. Yes, we are still warmed up. And we're gonna just send it, I think. Which, I'll switch back to... I'll leave it up on this for a little bit. Do something. Do something! Give me my temperatures. It's working on it. Oh, it's just trying its darndest. And it overshot. It looks like it's having some issues, like it's delaying reporting a time. Or it's delaying reporting a temperature. Just a little funky. But it only did that while it was heating up. Once it was heated up, then it stopped. A little sketch, but it's processing. Oh, that's nice. This must be a new one in 1.5.2, I think. Because normally you get these busy processing messages when you're doing stuff, but now you just get G-code. And I'll switch back to the camera. Blink. And away we go. Ignore that. That little dingleberry right there. It looks fine otherwise, so it's just doing that, I guess. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Anyone who's watching this later, thank you for watching it. I don't know why you would, it's an hour and 20 of me rambling, but I hope you learned something. If you want to see more of this, subscribe and like. It doesn't actually help me all that much because I can't make money off this yet, since I'm using an educational version of Solidworks, but we'll have my own license soon, I think, soon after this video is published, I'll have my own license. And then, if you want, you can even pay me to have you tutor you, pay me to design a part, or something like that. So, yeah. Have a nice evening, or morning, or whatever time of day you're watching this. So on and so forth. Bye.